Well, we were coming back from dinner, and we were in a parking lot in Barletta. Actually, it was Molfetta. And we were looking on the sky, um, looking for star formations, looking for stars themselves. And then we asked you if we can see a shooting star. And we were waiting and waiting and still looking. Then I remember I turned to take my jacket from the car. And as soon as I turned, I just saw it with the corner of my eye. And it was it was really different than any other shooting star I've ever seen. It was having a fluffy tail, and it was like blue beam of light on the sky. It was beautiful.
And that was about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, actually, two o'clock in the morning it was. Yes.
Yeah. We were thanking Ella and Stanley for coming so rapidly to Italy to support us after the tragedy of Fabio, and they were returning back home that night. We went out for dinner, and it was a thank for what they've done for us. This is how we give our gifts as books and elevation of the soul to understand more. There are others in the audience who can tell you they've seen it. They can come forward if they want to talk about it, because I've done it for them, because these are the pure souls we work with. This is how you show the power of your knowledge, the purity of your soul, and the wishes of your deliberation. And then it depends on those who are with you. If they reach your level, then they shall see. I've done this a number of occasions, and I do it when it matters for those who are close to us and we trust, and it's a gift from us to them.
Mr. Kesh, you done that when we were in
Who's speaking?
Giovanni, Arman speaking.
Arman, yes, carry on.
You done that when we were in Giovanni.
Pardon?
You showed me when we were in Giovanizzo. Two times, actually, not one.
Really nuts.
Pardon?
I said you showed me 2 times, not one.
I said, do you want to see a second one?
Yeah.
Yes. And in the Sensano, yes.
It was not the Senzano. It was.
I know. Caroline said
yeah.
it.
Yeah, in the
Caroline
Senzano too.
The
Correct.
Sensano. You can create it. All you do, the energy within the essence of your soul is so powerful that you can decide the point of interaction and where you want to see it. This is what I tell you. If you wish, within the atmospheric condition of the earth, to see gold in your hand, if the wish of deliberation is pure to change, it shall be there. Only man who has ever done this but never could explain it was Christ, blessed his name. You got to explain to you something very easy. To handle physicality is very difficult, but to change the soul, to change the physicality is so easy. Absolutely easy. And it's you who have to understand the power within you, and if you're pure enough, you shall see the light. And you can create it. Because you will understand in the future, this is the way you create motion out of nowhere in a space through your emotion and through your soul. In time, I'll explain. But now, if you have this, you have your cores, and you can throw in some dust, because you have created a field from the dust of the matter, you should see shooting stars around your reactor. That's the gift. Try it, you will see it. In so many ways, when the water comes out of these containers splashing out, in interaction with the field around the system, if you do a very slow motion, you start seeing lights. We saw this with Douglas this week, where he was trying to show us, and it's in the center of the core, as the fields interact. Thank you very much for today. Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Cash. Well, I was told that Monique and Thorbjorn might have something to show. He's got a new reactor combination, apparently. Is it too late for that, or could we have that?
If it is, why not? I hope he's not using it for medical application. This is a what do you call it? Excited scientist, plasma scientist who does a lot of things as husband and wife. Let's share their knowledge. It's beautiful to see how they make things.
Okay, I'll promote them to panelists so they can show. Okay, there it goes.
Taming this man to work in the realm of the science is very hard because he's too enthusiastic to do things. Let us see.
Okay, do you want to unmute your microphone, or I can unmute it for you, I guess.
Hello. We can't share the camera somehow.
Oh, maybe we have to give permission. I don't have your cameras hooked up, and it.
Why?
Vince, do you think?
Oh God. No. Don't understand why it's not working. No, I don't know.
What is the problem?
We can't switch on the camera, which is ridiculous.
Then just go on your settings, see if it's on the. Is it far enough in the setting in the background?
Zoom. But it's a Mac, so it's automatically plugged in.
Well, unplug it and plug it back in again. That usually makes it happy.
Okay.
That doesn't work. You unplug your computer, and that's all you can do with Macs. No, it might recognize it if you unplug the USB and then plug it back in.
It's a MacBook with the camera built in the lid.
Yes. Well, that may be meaning that we can't show today.
Okay.
Heaven is not ready to show.
Can you explain to us at least what you were trying to show?
Go ahead. Well, I'm trying to. Yes.
We could just briefly. We could try your preferences in the Mac. You can go to the little, for example, the little arrow beside the mute button on the bottom left of the Zoom screen, and you can go to the start video with the little arrow beside it, and should be able to select the camera there.
Okay.
Or go.
Can you start sharing first, and then maybe we can go on?
Because I press on start video and it doesn't.
Yeah, push on the arrow beside the start video, and you should have options for different cameras, or go to video settings.
Yes.
See the video. Do you have a selection there with an arrow or check mark?
I have enable mirror effect to my video, always shows names on video window, and then I have 3 notes which are not selected. Always turn off video when joining meeting, hide non-video participants. Yes. The drop down, yeah. It's empty.
Empty.
No.
Okay, well, you
Change
might.
the portal. Change the portal on your camera to the computer.
Or should I just exit?
Change the portal.
Maybe I'll switch myself out and switch us over again, back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
We
try
wait.
that. It's
Okay,
just.
give me a minute.
We'll wait.
Okay, good.
Anything else to see?
I think, Peter, did you have your microphone open to say something earlier? I think you had something else you were saying.
Yes, I would just show the pH reading of my salt and sugar guns. It's quite interesting.
Your pH?
Reading of my salt and sugar guns. I have made guns of the salt and the guns of the sugar and diluted it over and over, and now it tastes like water, but it has a pH reading about 12.1 still.
I shall explain in the future.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to see Peter's demonstration there, Mr. Kesh?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead, Peter. Do you want to do a video or? Okay, great. Just let me get that set up.
I have the camera here. As you can see, here is reading 12.1 with the pH meter, and even with the paper, I can put a little bit of paper here. So it's a very well, I like this. It looks like this. Oh, this also, it is around 12. And now I can even show you something. I can put a little bit of this water here and I can drink it and it tastes like ordinary water. And here I have the sugar guns. And it is now, it's already on 2, it drops more down, 1.9. So it's really acid. So, and here too, I can make a little, try a little bit of the, but without the things.
My God.
And it is not acid, it is like pure water. This is just something I wanted to show.
How is your other one, the alkaline one? How is the gas of alkaline?
We can't hear you, Peter. Your
You
microphone.
muted yourself, Peter.
You're muted right now. Let's unmute you.
We can't hear you.
Now.
Yeah.
You can see it's only a little bit there on the
Can
bottom.
You're a very good teacher. You're teaching all over the Northern Europe. Can you explain to us how you make gans of sugar and how do you make gans of salt, please?
I just was putting 1 teaspoon of salt and maybe a 3/4 of a teaspoon of NaOH and boiling water over it. And in a minute, all the salt and everything was diluted. And then I let it settle down. And in the next morning, I had a little bit amount of something looking like guns. And then I started to wash it with CO2 water. And I emptied the bottle up to here. And then I filled it up with CO2 water. And again, I let it settle down. And it was a little bit more of the guns then. And again, I emptied the bottle and I made this 4 or 5 times until to the point when I could go into the water and it didn't taste anymore as sodium. So like pure water. And then when I look with the pH meter, it is 12, 14 like this. And I'm wondering now how long this will take, and this will be up to this high pH, because it's only water there. So it's the guns water, it's the water of the guns. And for me, this is I do not need to add any matter to the course. I can use this to change the pH reading. And with this drinking of this water, I would just show you that normally if I would drink pH 12, I would burn my tongue. But this makes absolutely nothing.
And it's the reverse for the sugar.
The sugar I made with hydrochloric acid, and the sugar turned very black then, you see. But it is...
Why did you choose hydrochloric acid?
I thought we made the food guns also with the hydrochloric acid. And it's the same thing that happens in our stomach. We don't have the NaOH in the stomach. We have the hydrochloric acid. And so I made it with this. And because the sugar already is acid, I thought, why should I make something with NaOH? And I could do it this way. And it seems to work. It's the same. It's a very deep, low pH reading, only it is pure water.
And you take the water from the top after washing?
Yes, yes. But this is washed for 10 times maybe. So there is no more things in it. And of course, it takes a long time to settle down, because this substance here is very, very nano like. So it takes a long time to settle down.
Did you use your CO2 GANS water to wash that as well?
Yes, but I know somebody said it would be maybe even stronger if I would have used CH3. So next time I will wash it with CH3 water. It could be maybe a good idea.
If you go back and repeating what you said, but to understand, when you have anything which is CH3, it's giving energy. All the acidic means giving energy. The alkaline means gravitational receiving it.
Yes.
And if you create a condition, we see in different presentation that they add alkaline into the acidic CH3, and then in the rotation you see the change of the fields. This is exactly why I explained at the very beginning of the teaching today how the matter changes, the same thing from gravitational to magnetical. So when you put in rotation, the field of the gravitational, which is mixed with the magnetical, tries to link up with the gravitational in the center. And this builds up the energy which comes out of that center, and it allows the magnetical field to push itself out to expand. And you see the liquid coming out. This is, if I have the whiteboard, I explain, you understand much easier.
Yes.
And that's why you see rotation, you see materials coming out of, and you create these things. It's very much like this. When you have the core, which is alkaline, then you add a material here which is acidic, and then you add a little bit of alkaline to it, very high alkaline, which means you add a huge gravitational. What happens is, this is what I was explaining to the Innovation Center people before. This alkaline, which is gravitational, tries to go into gravitational. In becoming part of the gravitational, becomes too strong because now gravitation has more field than it was in its containment. So what it does, it pushes out, it behaves like, so it produces acidic or magnetical. When you increase the gravitational, you get a higher radiation on the magnetical. This is what I always say. As a soul, the more you give, the more you receive. The more you give, that you empty from the what you don't need, the more higher levels you get. And you see it in a practical physicality in these demonstrations. So what you add, when you add a CH3 on its own is giving, is radiating out. But what you do with adding an alkaline at this level here to the acidic, what you do, because of alkalineness, the gravitational, this becomes the mass of this. But this has a certain limit which can hold. Now it releases the energy at a higher order, more radiation, more fields, pushing the liquid out, and now you have a huge, strong gravitational magnetic field here. This is very important to understand why you mix alkaline into acidic. You center alkaline, your outer already acidic, CH3, you add a very high alkaline, doesn't do any chemical. All it does, more mass by a strength in the center pulls the gravitational field, which is alkaline. What it receives, it has to give of a higher order now gets released. Now the magnetical field of higher order. And what it does, the field is so strong that it pushes literally the physical matter, which is a weaker, out of the ball, having the same combination gravitational magnetic field. Matter doesn't exist. You can do this if you understand it. I will demonstrate this very soon because it has a huge implication. In the way I explained to you how you make a star, you can wish and you can create the fields within your hand or within a tool where as the material of the water cross the wall, you can put hand within the body of another man and take things out or put things in, and you can release it. This is a knowledge which belongs to the Creator, and we show it when there is a need. Those who can and been enlightened and use it the correct way possess it. You hold this power within the soul of your body. You don't need to do physical. You can transmit the field in the emotion of the length of the field, and they shall hear. I demonstrated this yesterday in front of some 20 people. I leave it for Giovanni to explain to you what happened yesterday in the hospital. We start showing the strength of power of the soul in interaction. And when Giovanni comes back, we give him a chance to explain how a body which was motionless for 30 days, more or less for 4 weeks, upon speaking to it, start moving, shaking legs, moving, responding, and so on. And there were 20 witnesses in the hospital. We have the power within the soul to understand. And if you understand, that's what we do. We give so much from us into the soul of the physicality that it will radiate and affect the physicality. Someone yesterday in the hospital after we finished, he said, the minute you spoke, she responded and moved. Because this is the way you have to learn. There is no need for physicality. You see these in the matter state, and then you can do the same. I showed it yesterday. It's the same thing as Christ did by resurrection after death. because we don't interact with the physical to move. And I wasn't in the room, I was standing outside. Giovanni was inside with Naomi. These are the things which we start showing. And to confirm, there were some 20 people present, and these people have been going to the hospital every day, seeing Naomi with no motion for past month. You have to understand the way we can create light in the sky, we can give life to the man too and take it too. But taking it, we don't take to kill, we take it to replace it and position it where can be no danger. We can do the same with the presidents and the kings, and we've done it before, and we can do it the same. When the King of Belgium came to me in a little restaurant in the mountains of East Flanders, and he threatened me to give the knowledge or leave his country, I said to him, when I leave, within a short time, you'll abdicate and you'll not be king. He asked his security bodyguard to take a picture as a joke. I left Belgium, and within a few months, he abdicated. Now you understand our power. Now you understand what we can deliver. And that's why we introduced the Universal Council, and with it, the new 6-member One Nation Council. They are not governments because they are not there to govern. They are there to guide as counselors. That's why we have no government. But we replace the government, it's our wish, and we will deliver. And we leave it to Giovanni to come and tell you how we resurrected a body into full motion as we wanted. Move the hand, move the leg, and in coming time, I will bring Naomi here for you to see. Any other question?
We are here. I'll just share the video.
May I add to one thing? This is the first time we've seen Naomi since the night of accident, so there was no other. Go ahead. Oh, we got the camera back.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you all see me?
Yes, we see your beautiful glasses
See
and
your
hair.
beautiful smile, brother, all the way from America. Glad to see you.
Oh, thank you. This is my new device, and
Is there enough light?
No, it's very dark.
it's
a little bit. Okay, carry on.
I prepared it. It's a kind of lucky because I can now test it.
Yeah.
The dog?
No, it's okay.
It's a friend of
You're
mine.
a very lucky man. You got a camera crew. What is inside the ball? Could you explain to us, please?
Yes. The outer core is very simple. Copper-based liquid plasma. Copper-based liquid plasma.
Yes.
CO2/CO3. And the inner core is between 40 and 50 different food gases.
Food. Okay.
Fruits and vegetables, and the result of this
is a rabbit.
Is this?
It is a rabbit.
And
yeah.
I cleared it with on the pH level with zinc and copper liquid plasma, and it turned from brownish to very clear.
Okay, now repeat again that people can repeat your experiment. The outside is a CO2.
Yes.
Let's see, it's true.
And CH3.
Yes, it's a mixture because my ganses are here.
This is, I presume, the bedroom which has been you have moved out to make a lab.
No, it's the gallery. The art gallery has become a lab.
Okay. It's a garage science, the plasma technology. You don't need to be in the middle of CERN. Okay, show us what the middle, the outside, you got the acidic and alkaline mixed.
Yes, I'm actually now, although...
Go back, turn around, take your camera back, turn. No, turn more, stop. That's your upright medical unit.
Yes.
I hope you're using it wisely with the doctor.
We do, we have doctors.
Congratulations, we managed to get the message through at last.
We have a lot of patients, and I found out something that is fantastic. Monique prepared this for me. It's a mixture of sour soap liquid and zinc-based liquid plasma, and I sprayed them, carefully on the...
Wait. You got to understand we have a lot of new people or other people who don't come into the other side. In that bottle, explain to us what you have in that bottle.
Yes, this is sour soap liquid.
Let us explain. Sour soap was brought in by Paul from Togo.
Yes.
Yes.
A vegetable which has a lot of elements which is beneficial to the body of the man. And what's the other one?
The other one is zinc-based liquid plasma.
Zinc-based, which touches the emotion.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you look at the spray, it's instead of spraying like a shower, it sprays like mist. It looks like mist. So it makes it possible to spray the coils so that it don't start to drip.
But you use this as a GANS coating for your system, depending on different patients and whatever.
Yes.
You got to remember this knowledge is brought on the other hand by another doctor from South America. She uses what is available in South America. They use this for cancer and everything else. And I have to explain to you, we have received an information on the same basis as you do, but in the zinc CO2 effect in a specific condition, which again comes from Togo to us, that they have tested on a person. Now the doctors are checking, supervising, they've seen the change, that the effect of AIDS has been reduced within 30 days by just drinking this water. In time when we receive the full confirmation from the doctors that is correct, we'll come out with it. Using vegetation GANs is a very fast approach to producing things which can interact with the body of the man without the physical condition, and massive, rapid, changes in a positive direction, because the body cannot take if it doesn't need it. So you made here gas of CO2 plus CH3 outside, and the rest is explained to us. The gas of vegetation.
Yes. You mean on the double core?
Yes. On the inside.
It's mainly Monique. When Monique was gathering all the fruit and vegetable ganses, she kind of had a hint from the containers which one she should take and not take, and together it became approximately 40 different ganses, with of course the sour soap as well. and when she brought it to me, it was brownish and quite slimy. And I cleared it up. I could clear it up with zinc-based liquid plasma and copper-based, a bit copper-based liquid plasma as well. And then it became much easier to deal with as I used the syringe to fill the two balls.
Can I ask you, I'm just going to repeat to understand you fully correctly.
Mm-hmm.
The inner core is a mixture of vegetables and food cans plus CH3 and CO2 and copper oxide,
Yes.
and zinc and copper.
Yes, and it's a drop of lead-based liquid plasma as well.
Okay, and the outside is copper and zinc only.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a link connection between the inside and outside by putting copper and zinc in both.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's see what we have.
Okay, I'll start it.
Be careful you don't get washed if it
Yes.
goes like the others. Have you done this test before?
Yes.
And? What speed are we rotating at, do you know?
Now it's beginning very slowly,
Is the ball free inside?
and then I speed up with this device.
What are you expecting from this test?
Oh, we had a lot of different experience already.
Okay, can you let it go faster? What are we supposed to see? What do you predict to see with this?
Starting to spit.
Pardon? What is happening? Can you explain?
It's very strong energy.
Very what?
It's very strong energy.
Energy.
It's like sitting in the vortex.
Yes, because you added the lead in there, of course. Give to it and see what happens. Let it take what it needs. I explained this to Wernie. If you have a cancer, this is how you take it out of the body of the man. It's amazing.
The colors are beautiful.
Yes, because if you put this on two different sides of the body, it will extract anything which is connected to the emotion and physicality, and that's how you literally can, if you develop it correctly, that within seconds, cancer tumors will not be cancer tumors. Thank you very much. That's the gift you brought to us. This is what I explained. Now you open it. This is how, it's for Dr. Klaus in the background to understand as well. This is how you can literally create that feeling of vortex taking, because you had the amino acid into it.
It's completely amazing. But it's I have some drops on the.
What you got to do, you worked on this, and I push you to get a doctor working with you. You have shown the next step, as I was saying before, even in the last teaching or the teaching before, that these plasma units, gas units, can be used instead of the coil. You have demonstrated the first phase of it. All you need to do is to add amino acid to the center core. And you just, if you get a cancer patient, please, cancer patient in the presence of a doctor, and if you create the same condition, 4 to 6 of these on either side, you can walk a man with a cancer tumor, give it time, he walks out with no sign. Doctors will tell you you're crazy, but we told you this is what's going to happen.
Yes. We have a cancer patient. She's 70 years old, and she is getting just better and better. She had four treatments, and she said that the first time she came, she was actually dying, and the doctors turned her back on her. They told her that there is no use for more treatments, and so she came here. And what happened was that not only she got better, but she have much more energy, and the sores, because as a secondary reaction of all this cancer in her body, she scratched herself so to blood, you know. So I was treating her with this mixture, and she stopped scratching. She stopped scratching, and she got more and more energetic, and now she's coming once a week, and it's not the same woman. She walks, and she kind of changed her opinion about death, and now she wants to live.
She wanted the third book. I just given her your third book, she asked for.
Pardon? What did you say?
She's so interested by the technology that she requested that we order on her behalf your books, and she was looking through ours, and she said that she decided to order the third book, which she has started reading for us from yesterday.
Thank you very much. But both of you, if you make another 2 or 3 copies like this you have, the machine you just showed us,
yes,
you need at least 4, but you have to position it in the right way. I'll talk with you with Dr. Klaus to do it in the right way. If you do it with a 6, it'll be perfect. You can walk people from into the system. You can change the mixture inside of the bowl, and then you can get people to walk into the system with the presence of a doctor. You get all the data with all the blood certification that what is the disease, and you put them through the machine for half an hour, maybe 2 or 3 times, and tell them to test the blood again. If you get the mixture right, the plasma field the right way, because you added the CuO plus zinc oxide, you connect both with the physicality and emotion, you elevate the soul and the emotion, and you'll find out that cancer tumor will not be there within minutes. Because you can remove the cancer, but if the emotion is not elevated to support the new higher level that it changes the physicality, you will not achieve it. But because you added zinc oxide into it, you will find out, if you get it right, within minutes, the transfer of the energy through the plasma of the body, they can come with a full MRI. After 2 or 3 sessions, you take a full MRI, full blood test, there shall be no cancer. I've done this, and it works, but you have to elevate the emotion through zinc, high level of zinc. Most of the cancers are psychosomatic unless they've been created through, as we say, evolution. Even the evolution receives the right fields, will accept the change, so it doesn't become a cancer. That's how we build organs which we have, or we refuse organs which we had, because now we have a different emotion, like your appendix. That's how it's come about. We needed it in a different level. Now we don't need it, so it's still part of us, but it's not a cancer tumor, but it's become an organ. Originally, when we started developing like pancreas, it most probably killed a lot of us in the process of evolution. So in this process, when one thing is missing in your mixture is in the center, you have to add at least a small amount of amino acid. You have to. Because
Yes.
that's connected to the body of the man. This is for you making it or the others to make it, understand. You understand? So when you deal with a system for health, you always have to add the amino acid from all the elements which you have put inside. So when you made this mixture of different gases, that you made the water for it, please remember to take just the amino acid on the top. You might not even see it, but if you create a condition that you have, then you connect all the minerals which are in the gaseous state with the minerals and the protein, amino acid body of the man, so the process will be very fast. Don't just take the vegetable gases. From every gas you make, just take one, what do you call it, lollipop stick, and just surface it on the top, one by one. Use the same stick for everything, and at the end, just add it to it. So you connect every material because it came from itself to the strength of its amino acid, and it works magics. You understand? If you have a breast cancer, always remember, for example, in the case of breast cancer, you have to work with calcium. So when you make a sphere for breast cancer, because 99% of the cancers of the breast is calcium-based. If you understand the process of medical science, you have to have a gas of calcium in the center. Otherwise, you don't see the seed moving, and they say it doesn't work. Because you need or choose vegetables in the food which are a high calcium base. That will do still the same. That's even better than using calcium. But when you use calcium for medical application, always use the way we explain the bone, which is one of the best. And if you are going for a brain tumor, for people with a massive brain tumors, the best alternative is to get the structure of the brain, which usually is what we have. You get it from the shops. Sheep brain, cow brain, or whatever is the nearest to it, because the calcium which is in the structure of the brain for all the creatures on this planet is exactly the same. So if you make a GANS from the way you do make a GANS from the blood, if you make a GANS from the bone, or if you make a GANS from the brain, and then when you put it on a brain tumor, within seconds there is no brain tumor, because you deal with the same. Don't forget, you have to create with the reactors on the back and the front of the body to be different slightly, even in the mass. If you put a bigger cores on one side and a smaller core on the other side, which you create a gradient of flow of the fields. It's very important. You can't put matching units next to each other. You understand? So yeah. in the link connection with the coils, you put the coil from the back to the front with the link of the wire, nano coating. You can't do that with the spherical cores. The only way you can do, it goes by the size mass. So if you use, for example, 2 centimeter diameter for a center core on the left-hand side, you use 1.5 or 1 for the same mixture on the right-hand side. This is how you create gradients for the motion, by the mass field strength. You understand?
It's a very intense energy when you sit around approximately 30 to 40 centimeters around the box.
It goes beyond meters if you do it the right way.
A couple of minutes.
Let me explain. Please do not touch lead GANs in any of your health units. You understand?
Yes.
The health GANs is a very heavy gravitational, and that's why lead causes problem in the body of the man. Make sure you don't use aluminium. Make sure there is no mercury in the vegetables which you choose. Read the full content. Paul from Togo and our doctor in South America have shown this. Study the materials you're making gas of. We passed the position of nilly-willy doing things just to show. We have shown enough magic. Now it has to have a structure. Read the content of the vegetable and then you can change it according to the disease.
Jackie,
Breathe. Pardon?
Jackie has been
very thorough in his explanation of this.
That's why he's a teacher of the Keshe Foundation, the head of the teaching, because he knows.
Mr. Keshe, I have a question. This unit was the first unit I built, and it's
Can you see?
it's
Very strange. I've seen this unit with the Chinese doctors.
this one.
Yes, they've sent me something very similar in the past 48 hours.
I made it a week ago.
Okay. I've seen this because it's very strange. I've seen if I had my mobile, I would have shown you. I've seen the same thing sent to us by the doctors in China. Maybe they copied yours.
Well, anyway.
Okay, can you explain what it is and why you made it? It's the knowledge we got to learn.
Yes, this is the double core plus Magrav unit setup.
What do you mean by double core? Can you explain?
In here, you have the same. You can't see it now, but in between the coils, you have the same heart as on this device. And the big difference was that when I started it, it's hard to talk about the time because I guess it was a couple of seconds, but it felt like 10 minutes. I was out in space. In a very rapid, extremely fast. I left the body, and then I could see the Earth, and the planet got very small, and then it was a big new chapter with a dark bluish carpet kind of with the stars. But the funny thing that I couldn't understand when I gained consciousness or got back to Earth was that the distance between the stars were getting closer and closer. And I couldn't realize if it was my eyes that observed this phenomenon or if it was the speed. And I got a bit confused when I realized that the distance between the stars were getting closer and closer to each other. It felt like kind of a wormhole, but it was very smooth. It was very. It wasn't scary at all, but it was very surprising because I made the device to capture free energy, and so I was concentrating on the free energy, but I didn't expect to see outer space.
Can you explain to us how you made it, what it is that the others can copy?
Yes, I kind of followed the instructions from the blueprint. It's got the Magrav, although of course only in the core you have only one motor. That is.
So you have a Magrav in the center. You got a plasma unit in the center.
Exactly.
A core or double core?
Double core.
Okay. What is in the inside of the double core? Just stand by. I'll tell you the reason for this. Is Armand in the background?
Yes, Mr. Keshe.
Armand, this is what you are testing, so learn from it. Go backwards. Explain that, please.
Yes. What I actually put in the inner core was no, the outer core was only CH3.
Mm-hmm.
And on the outer core, I put CO2, CH3, and CuO.
In the outer core. And
yes,
what did you put in the inner core?
The inner core was I made a very much like this one, a composite, but especially sour soap. And I made the sour.
The sour soap comes from another teaching. It's a vegetable which you make cans of. It's very much in balance with all the needs of the body of man on magnetical or gravitational. You got to read it. It's part of the teaching. We have shown that. Yes, carry on.
Yes, and since the liquid plasma from the sour soap were very like a transparent glue, I actually put copper and zinc based liquid plasma on it to make it a bit looser, you know, so I could see that the pH level were getting better and better, and that's what I put in the inner core.
Okay, and so what is on the cores, on the coils? You put these two in the middle of the coils.
Yes, the outer, the two outer cores are sitting here loose without any connection, but the three inner cores only have a nano layer to it.
Okay, no coating?
No.
Okay, what is on those two bottles next to it? What are those for?
The two bottles are. This is only liquid plasma lead based that are connected to the gravity field inside the core.
How have you connected with nano coated wires?
Yes, they're actually, if you can see inside here, there is a hole in the wood wall, yes, coming out from the core, connected to the two bottles with the gravity and the magnetic field from the core.
What is the other bottle on the left hand side?
Oh, this one is from three different liquid plasmas. CO2, CH3, and CuO. This is a three mixture of the liquid plasma. This is simple. This is only lead-based liquid plasma.
Okay, and so at what speed of rotation you go?
Well, I didn't have. I only got this device yesterday, but before it, I had only 7 volts to put together like this.
Man's battery.
Yeah.
Oh, no. But standard battery, yeah.
Yeah, and what happened was that I got the leakage that they were dripping from the bottom of the outer core. So I was stopping to use it, and I was thinking to finish the last device and then take out the double core here and change it with a bit stronger construction, so that when I put it back, I would have some more testings. Because
what is the speed of rotation you have with the batteries?
I'm not sure. I think it was up to 700 to 900 spin a minute.
So slow. Okay. Yeah. if you push the limit of rotation above 7,000 with the motor, if your motor can stand it,
Yes.
and your power supply can supply, you should see very interesting phenomena.
Mhm.
And at the same time, be careful with your system if it creates heavy light, heavy emotion, and please change the LED before you do it to something else.
Yes.
Change that, take that bottle out of the LED out of it, put another gas into it, which is more base or more alkaline. And I'm sure you will see very, very interesting things. Secure your system that it doesn't fall off the chair. I know something I can't tell you, but you got to get it exactly right the way it should be. You will understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, but we must warn people that this is not the usual energy. It is extremely intense. And
I want to explain to you something very interesting. You have a zinc oxide in one of the cores.
Yes.
Okay, and you had a lead on the other side.
Yes.
The reason you went through the process that what you explained, because of the lead connection into the matter state, your physical state separates from your emotion and your soul. It's a separation. That's why lead is lethal to human body. It's a separation. It creates a field of strength which absorbs energy at the matter level or our physical level. So what you have experienced, I can explain to you scientifically why. You hold the body within the structure as it is, but with the rotation of the zinc and especially zinc and other minerals, you elevate the soul, which becomes detached from the body, and then you live on the level of the emotion and the soul. That's why you had such an experience. You understand?
It makes sense because I had in the beginning I had like something was grabbing my heart, and I could feel like if something was, I had a touching and a nose in the backside of the brain, and then it went completely.
If you give in, I've taught this to Brennan, especially when they work with lead. If you give in to, you'll find the whole physical body can move. You'll be floating physicality. You can see it. You can understand. But the fear of a loss holds you attached to the physicality on this planet. So I do this quite frequently. You can travel the speed of this, the whole, what we say, Father Christmas goes at the same night at the same time through all the chimneys. You become the Father Christmas in the level of the soul of the man. And it allows you to have unconditional detachment. And then what you see through the eye of the emotion and the soul and not physicality. The reason you see the lights coming closer is in fact because you elevated your emotional to the level of the soul. You move in the faster or higher strength speed to the direction of the higher, which is the more center to the central, what we call universal direction. As you go further out, you see less. As you go further in, you see more powerful but more compact closeness. So what you explained in your emotion and in your physicality is very correct. And more people will start feeling. That's what I said. You don't need a spaceship to travel. You can create the condition that you can travel through the strength of the soul and emotion. And in a way, you're telling us what I've been teaching for some time. But you made the system which can hold on to the physicality, where due to the spread of the fields from the center core, with what you put in it, you elevate the level of the soul. In a way, the way the water came out of the bottle, we've seen in other experiments, this is the level of your emotion, which goes beyond the containment of the physicality of your body. Yesterday or the day before we leave, I had the MRI of the Naomi with us. Giovanni brought it here. When we were looking at it, I showed to Giovanni, I said, this is the seed, the soul of Naomi. If you can reach it, you can do what you like to bring her out of it. You see the seat of the soul in a physical dimension in the brain of the man. And when you create systems like you have, and then you put a heavy attachment to the matter state of it, then you hold on the physicality into the prison of the physicality of this planet. And now, through the zinc, you have elevated the emotion which reaches the soul. So, in a way, it's like you call it out-of-body experience because your body is here, but your soul has elevated. It will be very interesting what you explain later on with other experiences.
You know, what I was thinking of later was that it's very hard to take with you the consciousness to, you know, we do have a tendency to ask questions and, oh, what is happening and so on, but it's such a huge energy that it's very hard to bring, it's happening so fast that, and it's so amazing to see the deep space that you become very easily just an observer.
In so many ways, that's what I said. We open the universe, and people like you who are pioneers in the technology will do the same. You know, in centuries ago, there were pioneers going and finding new islands and new places. With this new plasma technology, you and many others who endeavor to open new horizons will open, in a way, pioneers of the space. You don't need a spaceship. Even in the space, you can, if you take it further. I've taught this a few months ago in my teachings. You can stay physically because of the condition you created. But in time, when you take confidence, you can present yourself or manifest yourself in another position in the universe at the level of strength of your soul or your emotion. So you can have one soul presentation in 2 dimensions of the universe. Yes. You have experienced it, a lot of you will experience it, and that's what I said, you do not need a spaceship if you understand and elevate. And this is some of the things you will explain. We've seen the same explanation from Bernie last Saturday or the Saturday before in Philippines in respect of the control. But he was telling us about the dog, because these systems interact. There is no way you can take man for ransom. There is no way you can brainwash a man. The only thing is to elevate the soul of the man to work on this balance between his physicality, emotion, and the soul. And then it's you who decide, I want to leave this physicality behind. Or you can hold on to the soul and move the physicality. So you're 1 second here, next second there, you use the soul as a transportation method. If you make the right combination in the system you are making, you can fly physicality within the structure of the physical body of the man. And this is what we are testing with Arwen now. You just came on, and Arwen is supposed to test tonight. He's building something else, but we are moving in the direction of the lift and motion. We saw the system, the 2 interacting system with the Innovation Center in Philippines. We've seen the jumping yesterday with Douglas in the United States. So in a way, humanity is moving to the direction which we wanted, and it's beautiful to see. This knowledge cannot be shelved. This knowledge will not stay with those who might abuse it, because it will touch them and it matures them too. It's very nice. I know I put a lot of pressure on you to share the knowledge with the doctors that you don't stand anything misconducts. And that way your soul stays free. And I think we were right in doing that. Thank you very much. It's fantastic. I hear about you every day from Caroline.
We miss her. We miss her. We're so glad to be able to come to Rome. We are being sponsored to go to Rome and we'll see her again. I miss her.
Thank you very much. So I watch what you two are up to because I get in the, what I call a dinner table, what they call it, information. That's what they've done. That's what they need to do. I'm fully
Mr. Kesh,
aware of
since
your
it was your birthday, I was thinking to honor your example when you first talked about this amazing device. So I was actually going to put the locker on this with the dome solution on the top to keep the understanding of the building of dome and make as a remembrance of the first presentation of this device.
Thank you very much. Thank you indeed. I'm sure you're going to explain more, and those who want to understand the position of their souls, this is a very good device to bring to Rome. Then we can see which one of the counselors are true counselors and which one we need to elevate. You understand exactly what I mean when you get there. Bring it with you. It'll be interesting.
Yes. Oh, there is something that it's really worthwhile knowing. Is
Yeah.
that on the device on the upper side of the outer core, you have a little room here, and with the inner core there is a locker, and that helps for the vacuum, so that you don't have to have a very tall throat here. Actually, I have no leakage. The water molecules are not climbing up because of the little space that is just here. So it's very practical to know, because then you can work faster.
I think if you go to higher speed, about 8 to 10,000,
Yes.
you might start losing your fields. You might even start losing the water. So be very careful. Make sure there is no water shortage and the electric shortage.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm sure 100% the field transfer will go through your this is a plastic bowl you're using.
Yes.
And the glass, so you will have the leakage of the plasma balance as we've seen before.
Mm. But it's very, very effective for the pressure, because I tested longer throat, and then it's only going to climb all the time. But if you have this space and you use the inner core as a locker, it's going to create a vacuum on its own that is not infiltrating to the oxygen for the.
It'll be very interesting when it goes empty. Do not stop the system. Let it run. You understand?
Yes.
If you the position of the leakage, which is you create the fields that it pushes the plasma out, do not panic. Let it run. Let it run that we can see it's running at the moment, yeah? But can you speed up the speed? Can you speed up the motor to about 10 RPM, 10,000 RPM?
Yes, I can actually get up to 11,500 spin with the motors.
Can you go and see what happens? Or does your mixture hold on to the water? It's not strong enough to push it out.
Well, when it gets up to approximately 2,500, I have quite. But it.
Can we watch it while you're doing it now?
Yeah. Just a moment.
You cannot rotate the outer core. You're just rotating the inner core. Yes?
But
I think there's two. I think both rotate, Mr. Kirsch.
They both rotate.
Yeah, I think they said earlier in the chat they have a motor on the top and the motor on the bottom. Isn't that right, Monica?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yep, I can see it. Yeah.
Mr. Kesh, may I ask you a question?
Yes, Mr. Armangolin.
I made the calcium gas not from the brain or bone. It's a pure calcium.
The matter calcium is different than a protein calcium.
So I cannot use it in health.
Preferably not. Become synthetic. Huh? It's not the same. Calcium bone from the bone has an amino acid link strength to it.
Mm-hmm.
Calcium as a matter state is pure, is calcium strength.
And calcium from eggshells?
The same. This is a normal. These are human body strength. Okay, what are we trying to do? What are you showing us, please?
Well, there is a attachment to the inner core propeller.
Yeah.
That is getting wider and wider as when it gets up to stronger spins.
You should let me explain to you something interesting which is overlooked by some of you. You know these inner cores you make? Just try to attach some nano-coated material to it, like a wing. Arman has this system. You know, the inner ball you have is just spherical rotation. If you just put a loop of like a very thin copper GaNs wire, like double eight loops around the inner core, you will find a much more stronger field reaction and much more better performance.
Okay.
And, I've seen a lot of people making these cores, and you forget about this. Just glue to the ball, just a string of springs of nano-coated wire, even a thin one, that you create a beating effect. It can't be connected. It's just like with like 2 ears or 4 ears of different sizes. You create a huge, much more powerful system. You feel the energy is the same.
Torbjörn has it.
I have one here. It's all around the core.
The inside core. Hello?
Yes, in the inside core.
Yes. That's what you need, because that strengthens the beating and it centralizes the field forces. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we see. Can you go backwards a bit that we see the whole system? More. Open up. Go higher. Which one is rotating? Both of them?
Both in 2 directions.
Opposite each other?
Yeah.
Okay, can you go higher? Just let it run for a while. Let's see till the field forces come, if they interact.
Okay. The field is coming out. Can feel it.
Can you keep on talking? Can you get a radio and put next to you, please? Let it run. Do you have a small radio? You can get it run?
Yes, but I have to attach the propeller to the upper motor because it's the connection is getting wider, so I have to change it.
Okay.
Technical little problem.
No, that's normal. My technical problem gets months to sort out. Yours is a few minutes. That's good. You're more advanced than my time. Connected, put a radio next to you of different FM. If you have another radio of HM.
Whoa. That sounds like Coral Castle.
Pardon?
That sounds like Coral Castle. He has lots of radios hanging on the wall.
Yeah, but leave the radios on to see when they go silent.
Okay.
And that shows you the strength. I used to have 2 or 3 radios away from the system in different distances. And you see that by the radio going silent, it's like the way you felt the pressure. It shows you the boundary of your fields. It's a very easy way to do it.
Okay.
But the problem is, You might hear a different tune than the one outside, but you can hear both tunes. And if you move back to front, you can feel the barrier. It's a very interesting way to do it. I've done a lot of these kind of silly experiments, but you learn a lot. Is the patient still alive?
Yes. Tu racontes pourquoi on a mis ça ici?
We've put oh God, what's the name of it?
Yes.
In boussole, I can't remember in English.
Compass.
A compass, yes. We've put a compass next to it to see whether it will start rotating erratically or not.
And?
No.
And so far, Torbjörn?
We didn't have the time to
we didn't observe. We didn't pay attention.
Exactly. You will see that does not make much difference because they are made in a specific way.
You know
they're hanging in a sealed container. If you can inject the CO2 or copper oxide into the cavity where this needle is, you might get a different result.
Okay.
What happens?
But it's because of this neck that gets wider caused by the rotation. So Torbjörn is now sort of tightening it smaller in order to immobilize the inner rotating line.
I'm attaching it.
Okay, that's good.
This is what painting teaches you. When you have to reattach the hair on the brush.
Ah, so you're well experienced.
Oh, Torbjörn is. Funnicity.
Is it okay now?
Yes, now I think I can attach it better.
Can you see?
J'ai besoin de l'autre.
De l'autre pince? Ah, voilà. Okay. And I love what he's doing because one tool is a French one and the other one is an IKEA one. So it's like south of France and Northern Europe. Working in harmony. Oh gosh. Tu vas y arriver, tu penses?
Oui.
Oui, oui. Oh là là.
This is better with the.
Strange. You have something on the floor under your table that has no meaning in the space. It's toilet rolls.
No, it's not toilet rolls. It's a kitchen paper.
The same. We have no goods in the space to create them, so I don't know what we're going to do with them.
But by then, since we will be only feeding with the plasmatic field, we probably won't we won't have a need for them physically.
Most probably.
Oh gosh. C'est pas possible que j'ai laissé ça là. Next time we will try to clear visual unnecessary distraction. Ah, voilà, c'est fait.
Je pense.
Right. Okay, switch on. Here is increasing.
At what speed are you going now?
Now it's it's 7 volts. Now I'm increasing up to 10 volts. That should be around 2000 spin.
You gotta go higher. We only see changes around about 10,000, 7 to 10,000. When the fields cannot catch up, then they interact.
Now it's we can see the vortex outside the outer ball. Now it's approximately 3,000.
Go higher, you still gotta go. You need to go higher. Is it shaking?
We can't hear you very well.
Is it shaking?
Is it?
Shaking.
No. Yes. Where? Oh, that's it.
Yeah. Let it go. Let it go. Can you go higher? You need to go higher speed. Just let it go.
But now the inner core lost the grip.
Yes. Let it go.
I can see the feel outside.
Yes, let it go. Let it just coming up. Let it go. Increase the speed. Just carry on a bit higher. You got to go to about 7,000 plus. If your motor doesn't burn, it's coming up. The fields are touching in. What do you see? Can you explain to us?
Well, basically, the inner ball is rotating, but it's not linked to the engine anymore. It's rotating of its own accord. Only the outer ball is linked to the lower engine, but the inner ball is on her own, moving on its own.
But is rotating?
Still, yes. As it was in the beginning through the motor. But it's disconnected from the motor now.
Yeah, okay, no problem. But can you increase the current on the outside core?
Can you increase it? Yes. It does.
Increase it to the maximum. Let's see what happens. Doesn't reach. No. You need about 7 to 10,000 RPM before you see the field growth.
You can see the inner vortex and the outer vortex.
Yes, carry on. Carry on. You got to go higher if you can.
Okay.
It's just a hollow tube.
Now it's close to the maximum.
Hold it there. Let's see what we get. You see if there should be a strip of light somewhere at the conversion point.
Whew. It's getting so intense. I have to have a break.
Why?
It's the stomach and the heart is.
And the sinuses and the head.
The sinuses, yeah.
Everything is vibrating inside of us.
It's the whole body. The whole body is
exploding.
And the hands, the both hands are trembling.
I have the organs trembling inside my body. All my organs inside. Whew.
Thank you very much for a live performance.
Wow.
You have used minerals which are part of the structure of the body of the man. And if you keep on using it, now you feel it, you know it interacts. You can remove, as I said, organs from the body. One warning, and I warned this before. You always, first thing, ask anyone who comes into these machines if they have any matter state, like heart valves, pacemakers, pieces of metal attached to their body. You cannot touch these kind of conditions because it can cause havoc inside the body of the man. These matter state conditions, even though they're in the gas body of the man, will absorb a lot of fields. They heat up. They create different conditions. So it's the first thing you got to ask your people. I said you two are rebels, but sometimes we learn a little bit more every time with you. Thank you very much.
Sometimes, if we want to achieve things.
Thank you very much.
It's like a battery. It's big difference between north and south in the body, and the brain spins clockwise, and the body is counterclockwise. And it's unnatural to not sit with the open hands, you know.
That's perfect. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave you at that state. Enjoy it. And then please try the what do you call it, the other system which you tried. Change the lead. If you increase the lead to the gans of iodine in the other one, you will have a very strange effect.
Okay.
Iodine? I've just made gans of iodine.
Yeah, in that bottle, put iodine instead of lead and let me know where you travel to. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you indeed. Thank you. Bye-bye. Rick, that was a very good choice. Yeah.
Good, great, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you to them.
Okay, we better call it the day. It's nearly 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's getting fun here.
Yeah. Thank you very much for today, and hopefully we'll see you again next time somewhere in the world. We will not be at the center anymore as it's the summertime. This is the last time we stayed here for the presentation. We come back sometime in September, and hopefully we'll elevate the knowledge of man by that time to another level. Thank you very much for everything.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kesh, once again. So this has been the 127th Knowledge Seekers Workshop of the Kesh Foundation Spaceship Institute for Thursday, August 4th, 2016. And thank you, everybody, for presenting. There may be some others that we can get in next time. If there's anyone else can get a hold of me or the webmaster at Spaceship Institute or Kesh Foundation, and we'll try to get your presentations in once it is a clear presentation that we can get past through security and that kind of thing is helpful. Okay, thanks again, and I'll end the live stream now.